Captain Donnelly seems to think they have it all wrapped up. Brown and Green are sweating this Manley character. I heard it'll be in front of a grand jury by next week.
Poor thing. Terrible enough being murdered like that without having to...
You're a goddamn menace!
Continue to respond, Ken.
Goddamn maniac! And at the next junction, you shut the trap.
Remember, we need him healthy enough to answer questions.
1247, Detective Phelps, requesting immediate backup in pursuit of a stolen green Kaiser Frazer from 6 West 2nd Street.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on. Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out. Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
No wonder he killed someone driving like this. Don't let that asshole get away.
All right, I give up. That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
I'm Superantonio.
Good morning, Doctor.
And a good morning to you too, Elsa.
And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. Happy Easter Sunday. How are you? Welcome back to a different kind of war. The final case in the Super LA Noire Live Commentary. Part 19. Yes, it's Easter. You'll note I have a sky blue pocket square. That's for Easter. I wanted to wear a pastel. I could have worn, I also have a pink one that actually I think would look a lot nicer than with this shirt. But, you know, that was a little too feminine as far as pocket squares go. It wasn't the look I was going for tonight. And sky blue works as well. CD wants her treat. J Lash with the thumbs up. Thank you, J Lash. Appreciate you being here, friend. Always know I'm going to have a decent stream. J Lash is in the chat. First, as always, and I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. So tonight, we're finishing up on LA Noire, a different kind of war, and I have a bunch of trivia to discuss. Let's discuss. So, according to LA Noire, the LA Noire Wiki, when escorting Jack Kelso through downtown to the Los Angeles River, the pursuing officers are driving detective cars rather than patrol cars, even though they are patrolmen, and patrol cars would not normally be involved in such a pursuit. What's that about? When looking at your notebook as Jack Kelso, you can see blood dripping from your hand.
You arranged for Luke to work at Elysian Fields, Doctor.
Your fears are unfounded.
This is the only case that allows the player to take control of both Cole Phelps and Jack Kelso. This is the only arson case that has no case report or star ratings, so the player can do anything necessary to complete this case without worrying about any penalties. Good to know. However, this means that you cannot gain the Public Menace Achievement Trophy on this case. Spoiler alert, we didn't even know about the Public Menace Achievement Trophy, and we didn't go for it. This and the White Shoe Slaying are the only cases as opposed to flashbacks which feature military mistakes. Because the final cutscene in the case is pre-rendered, one of the only pre-rendered cutscenes in the game, no matter what outfit you make Cole wear during the case, he will always be wearing the outsider outfit at the end. Cole Phelps' death is very similar to the death of Charlton Heston's character in the 1974 movie Earthquake. At Cole's funeral, his casket is closed. This could be because his body was badly mangled by the violent rushing water, or his body was never recovered. However, it is most likely that the LAPD wanted Cole's casket to be closed so they could place the American flag over it because he was canceled in the line of duty. Nicholson electroplating will still be destroyed if visited in this case, regardless if the DLC is purchased or not. What's that about? A bit of irony. The people giving Cole's eulogy are the corrupt people who Cole tried to expose and put out of power, especially Roy Earl, whom Cole never cared for due to all of his dishonest traits and illegal activities. Also, despite claiming to be his friend, Roy is the one who exposed Cole's affair to the corrupt leaders and to the press. I didn't know that. The end credits after the epilogue starts with Elsa singing, "I always kill the things I love." Cole dies rescuing Elsa, and this might be a subtle reference to that fact. Once Elsa finishes, "I always kill the things I love," she starts singing the song "Guilty," which may allude to the fact that she's feeling guilty. This is one of two cases that has all of Cole's detective partners present. Roy Earl gives a eulogy. Herschel Biggs sits next to Elsa. Rusty Galloway sits behind Herschel and Elsa, and Stefan Burkowski sits nearby. The only other case where all the partners are present is the driver's seat. Although in church, every man at Cole's funeral has his hat on. Yeah, that's a problem in this game. Even though they are at a funeral, Gordon Leary, Rusty Galloway, and Stefan Burkowski are not wearing black. Gordon Leary is the only captain at Phelps's funeral. This is the only case beside all of the patrol cases that gives you no star ratings. We knew that. A possible Red Dead Redemption Easter egg is on the wall at Rancho Rincon, a photograph of a double-action revolver. Is it, though? That might be pushing it a little. It is a Rockstar game. It's easy, and, it's like they have access to those files. It's easy enough to cut and paste that. Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm going to agree that that is an Easter egg. In the credits under production team, you can see the name Laszlo. Laszlo's first appearance was in Grand Theft Auto 3 and has since worked on many Rockstar games. This is the only case where Cole's daughters are seen. This is the third case to feature rain, the first being the White Shoe Slaying, and the second being the Quarter Moon cancellations. Hojeboom can be seen in the river tunnels at one point. He has a friendly cursor, so shooting him gives you a mission failure. This case, the first three cases on the patrol desk, and the Quarter Moon cancellations are the only ones where the player doesn't conduct any interviews. Interesting. Okay, let's do it. How is everyone tonight? I hope you had a good Easter.
Looks like a drug overdose.
Get away from him, Phelps. This is my case. Shut your fucking mouth. Since when does a bagman work a case?
I got my green tea. Easter green tea. We had a quiet Easter, me and the dog.
Can we back it off a notch? This is getting out of hand. Time to talk.
I had a fried egg sandwich, fried egg with bacon and hash browns. So we sort of had an Easter breakfast, and I had a vanilla milkshake. Why the heck not? I treated myself. I will pay the penalty. I need to do some extra cardio. But not tonight. We'll do it later, tomorrow. We'll start over again on Monday. Pretty much spent all day trying to trigger Bill's pomade request and playing The Last of Us, which we will continue to do after this live stream, because I'm obsessed with that game. But I want to do I want to get the full pomade request. Hey Morgan, do you have any pomade? I have it at the start of the interaction, but I don't have that question, and I really need it for a video I'm doing on Bill and on Bill's predilection for what Oscar Wilde called the love that dares not say its name. Serena's here. Everybody say hi to Serena. Greetings, Serena. Happy Easter to you, my friend. Sadie's here to say hello. Serena says, hi, Antonio. Sorry I haven't been on. I've been watching your videos. Gave you a like. Been busy with family. I still watch the stream and miss you all. And hi, everyone. Did you watch The Last of Us? Did you like it, Serena? Is that a game you think you would be playing? It's a lot of fun. I'm currently obsessed with it. And we're going to be doing Last of Us weekends. The last weekend. For the foreseeable future. It's the game that inspired me to buy a PS5. Because it's been remastered or redone on PS5. And I really want to see how the game looks. And also, I'm curious about how Red Dead Redemption 2 would look on PS5. Serena says, happy Easter to you, Antonio, and everyone. Yes, Serena, I hope you had a great Easter. And I hope you and your family are well. Sadie's here. She had a good Easter. Serena says, yes, I did watch it. Awesome game. I'll be scared to play it. LOL. Yeah, I thought you might be. But you can watch it alongside me and Sadie. And Sadie's not scared. Sadie likes the game. She likes Ellie. She might like Ellie more than Sadie Adler, her namesake. But Sadie and Ellie are closer to they're about the same age. This Sadie, not Mrs. Adler. This Sadie is all clean. She had her shower last night, and she's happy to see you.
Me and two Mexicans. They're both on the scrawny side.
Thanks for your help.
So you can slide across. You can get in through the passenger side. No seat belts, and it's a bench seat. Serena says, thank you. It was good first Easter without my grandma. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but, it's like it goes on, and your grandma would want you to celebrate Easter without her. She'd be, she would take comfort in knowing that that we'd still have Easter. Serena says, was sad, also had memories too. Yeah, I know. And Serena says, hi, Sadie, beautiful girl. And Sadie says, you're beautiful, Serena. I'm glad you're here. Missed you. Sadie missed you. Yeah, figured out. Spent all Sunday playing The Last of Us and trying to figure out a budget to get the PS5 as soon as possible by selling the minimal amount of stocks. I'd rather not sell any, but needs must. Serena says, same, missed you all too. So yeah, all told, we'll have to spend between $500 and $600 because the game, the remake of The Last of Us is $70. It's like 60 or 70, probably 70 with a taxolio. So yeah, but we'll make it up on the channel. It's an investment, like the PS4 has paid for itself over and over again on this channel. So we might as well get a PS5. It is technically a business expense. And we made it to Westlake Pest Control. And Sadie moved her. No, she's under the desk.
I work for
big cowboy, does extermination. Anyone like that working here?
Well, I wouldn't want to get any.
Serena says, so many times played Red Dead 2 since it came out. Still finding more stuff and more camp dialogues that I haven't heard before, not that I know of. And Miko Herptile is here. Greetings, Miko. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio City mods and everyone. And hello to Jlash and Serena. Serena, I've been trying to trigger the Bill pomade request. That's the other thing I tried to do all of today on Easter. Easter pomade request. Hey, Morgan, do you have any pomade? Sure, Bill. I'll buy you some pomade. I need the first part where he asks the question before you respond.
What's this got to do with me, Rusty?
Dr. Fontaine, prominent.
And the easiest way to get it is to wait until he's sitting on the chair at his tent, at him and Hosea's tent. It's odd that Hosea has to sleep with Bill, but it might be just to keep Bill out of trouble. Bill's not allowed to sleep with the rest of the boys for obvious reasons.
Let me take a look around.
Sure thing, Cole. This way.
Serena says, I always get Bill's request. Do you have any tips, Serena, on how to do it? That's Man's Chinese Theater, I believe. Now, I've heard it. I know the Brown Derby. Quentin Tarantino features that restaurant in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know what that is. L.A. Yeah, you got to switch back and forth with characters. And again, playing Red Dead, I had Last of Us reflexes. Super annoying. Pressing L1 to run, which of course doesn't work in Arthur's world. Serena says, my cousin couldn't find him when Bill asked. I told her because Bill is at Rhodes waiting for a mission. Then after the mission, she got Bill to give him the request. Yeah, I wanted to do it in chapter 2.
Fontaine was having houses burned for Monroe.
But yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Monroe wasn't happy. People started dying and it attracted attention. The doctor lost control.
I see you've been playing Mafia 3, Serena. How are you enjoying that?
The doctor has been marking these.
Examine all the clues. Serena says, I just wait until he sits down and and Bill hopefully will ask for the request. Sometimes I go past Bill, he doesn't say anything, and I have to be there at the right time. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is get him to sit down, but I couldn't. But I wasn't patient. You know, it's like I kept reloading instead of just like hanging around camp.
How come?
Serena says, yes, I'm enjoying Mafia 3. It's hard sometimes, but I keep trying.
All being built in the path of the freeway?
The Whitnall Freeway divides Wilshire. So you need to buy the property on both sides of that freeway development so you can sell it back to the state at a huge profit.
Destroyed by a monster of your own creation, Dr. Fontaine. I've heard that story somewhere before.
A Zippo cigarette lighter with the initials LH. Serena says, I still haven't seen the people that come to your camp in Valentine. Hosea talks to them. Never seem to get them. Hopefully I will eventually. You mean Mrs. Downs?
So much for your foresight, Doctor.
Is that who you're talking about? Look at those red curtains. They did a lovely job on the set design for this game. And Serena says, no, I've seen Mrs. Downs. Oh, then I don't know who you're talking about. That was a glitch. Did you see how Cole just slid in there like Michael Jackson? He wanted to be starting something. He had to be starting something. Serena says, it's a gang that comes to your camp. Think John says to you, there's a gang hanging around. I know there's... You can trigger, what's his name? Kieran warning you about O'Driscoll's roaming about. I've gotten that one. Serena says, I've seen players get them. Hopefully I will so I can upload. Yeah, I'm curious about what I'm curious about it. This dialogue, Serena. What's that about? It's Leyland Monroe. Dr. Fontaine's pocket square perfectly matches this shirt. And Serena says, yes, I got that from Kieran. Mama One is here. And so is Papa One. Everyone say hello to Mama One and Papa One. And Serena says, hi, Mama One. Greetings, Mama One and Papa One. Happy Easter. I brought Sadie back to see you. She was in her crate trying to catch a few pre-game winks. Sleeping on the job, as it were. She's not a great co-host. Maybe she'd be better if I set up a mic on this side. That'd be kind of cute. I've got a dead one of these. These things are so expensive. And so I could actually do that. I could set one up on her side so it looked like she has a mic to talk. That would be funny. I might do that. Would you like that? Would you like having your own mic? Would that enable you to stay here and tell everyone to like and subscribe? Yeah, I might do it. I was thinking of selling it on eBay for parts. I might actually just do that because I could put it towards the PS5 fund. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that instead. Yeah, my original mic for the channel broke during the move. Or, it's like a wire busted. Even though I packed it perfectly and carefully, but it was never the same. So we got this one, which is the same model, but in black. Miko says, hello, Mama One and Papa One. Papa One says, hey, Miko, and hey, Serena. Mama One says, hey, Serena, hey, Miko. And Serena says, beautiful Sadie looks tired. Yes, it's the end of the day, her day. She had her walk. She had her din-din. She's ready to settle down for a long Easter nap. Serena says, I love this mission. Was like out of a horror movie. When I uploaded, I think I said it was like a horror movie, and it scared me a lot. Well, it's kind of, it's got a lot of World War II references. I like how it wraps everything up. 1,000 cranes. We know where he served. Serena says, a bit, I mean.
Quite a flock you got here, kid.
Yeah, well, just wait till you get to The Last of Us. Because that's a little intense. It gets a little intense in places. Not so much when you skip the cutscenes, and we're already at the final mission for the second playthrough. Third playthrough with Joel, and he will be at 100% of everything. Health, stamina, healing rate, all weapons maxed and scoped out, and yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. Well, third playthrough, we'll be able to max them out, and then the fourth playthrough is the one where we're going to start dominating that game. Momwood says, I made 2 smoked ducks, dressing, okra, squash, potato salad, duck gravy, and Coca-Cola fudge cake. That sounds delicious, Mama One. Especially the Coca-Cola fudge cake. I know exactly what you did. Well, I don't, but I suspect I have an idea, and I love the idea. Mama One says, with homemade ice cream. And Serena says, I kept thinking someone was going to turn up like Jason. Or Michael or Freddy, etc. LOL. Pop once said, we had our crew over for Easter. Some are staying the night with us and helping me with the horses tomorrow. Really is going to be like the old days. Well, I'm very happy for you, Pop One. Sounds like you had a great Easter. Jason Voorhees. Yeah, I knew you meant Serena. Have you been watching Wednesday? I love Wednesday. She's on Netflix. Wednesday Addams. It's Jenna Ortega. Or did you watch Wednesday? Season 2 is coming out pretty soon. Let's see, when is Season 2 coming out? It won't inspire me to get a Netflix membership. Wednesday, Season 2. It says 2025, but the exact date has not been officially announced. Filming for the season wrapped up in December 2024. And I know Lady Gaga's in it. So yeah, I'm enjoying Wednesday. I was about to drop $200 on on dolls and action figures on Wednesday dolls. There's Wednesday and Morticia and Enid. I had this idea for a diorama I wanted to set up, but that little project got delayed once I realized that we needed a PS5. Papa One says, it feels good to have our family together again. If only Mom and Dad could be here. They are in spirit. They're in your heart, Papa One, and in your memories. They live on in your memories. If they could, it would have been perfect. Cherish your loved ones, family, because when they are gone, you would do anything to turn back time. But it would never be enough. I agree. Doc Skullhammer is here. Everybody say hi to Doc. Doc, Serena's here. Doc says, dude, don't tell me I stumbled on my Heroes live feed. Greetings, Doc. It's great to see you, friend. How have you been? How the heck are you? You remember Sadie? She says, hello, Doc. Serena says, Papa One says, howdy, Doc. Mama One says, hey, Doc. And Serena says, I know what you mean, Papa One. It was my first time without my grandma for Easter. And Doc Skullhammer says, hi, Mama and Papa. Doc, how are you doing, my friend? How's your health? I hope you're better. Miss you. And also miss Mrs. Doc Skullhammer. Mrs. Dr. Skullhammer. What kind of... Tell me how are things? How are you? What games are you playing these days? We're doing a Last of Us live playthrough on Saturdays and Sundays. And then Free Roam Fridays is live, as always, on Fridays. So that's our schedule for live streams. Miko says, hello, Doc. Serena says, hi, Doc. Good to see you. I missed you. And Doc Skullhammer says, hi, everyone. Papa One says, Serena, I'm so sorry. Oh, also, Doc, happy Easter to you and your lovely Mrs. Doc Skullhammer. Papa One says, Serena, I'm so sorry you had to go through this. I wish I could make it easier. You're in my thoughts, and I hope you had a great Easter thinking back on old memories. That's what the farm crew did. Yeah, they live on in your memories and in your heart. It's a small comfort. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Doc. Doc says, I'm recovering from losing my wife of 59 years in September. I'm playing Sniper Elite Resistance. I missed you all. I'm so sorry to hear that, Doc. You have my sympathies, and I'm very sorry for your loss. And I hope you're doing well. Keep yourself busy with video games. Keep your health up. And I'm glad you're still here with us. Serena says, I'm sorry for your loss, Doc. Yeah, me too.
I'm listening. What's your offer?
Well, hopefully we can distract you with a little LA Noire. Sadie says she's sorry for your loss too. Sadie's sad for you, Doc. Doc says Easter was good for me. I hope you all had a good one too. However you might celebrate. Yeah, we had a quiet Easter personally. I had a fried egg sandwich and a vanilla milkshake. I wanted to have egg because it's Easter, so we had breakfast for lunch. Papa One says, Doc, my heart goes out to you, my brother. You are in my prayers. If there's anything we can do for you at Ranch 1, let us know. Yeah, Doc, let us know if you need anything. If you need any help, any kind of support, need someone to talk to. We're all here for you. Doc says, sounds great for some distraction and enjoyment with friends.
You can walk out of here or go out in a box.
We go deep into the LA sewers. Which is interesting. It's thematic because water is the lifeblood of this city, the lifeblood of any city, really. But because LA is pretty much in the desert, like Las Vegas, even though it's right by the ocean. water plays a big role in the politics and the power struggles of LA, of Los Angeles, of the City of Angels. Serena says, our house finished painted, looks awesome. My grandma would have loved it. And Keith kept, she said if she kept saying this house needed painting. And Doc Skullhammer says, I do love the tunnels and caves. They're moody. Well, there's some weapons we can pick up. We gotta ammo up. In this game, you don't really reload. You just grab another weapon. Serena says, scared me this one. I kept thinking the sewer monster would turn up. In Resident Evil 3 or 4, you have to go in the sewers, and there are a lot of frog, zombie, mutant things, monsters in the sewer that you have to hit with an RPG. When they open their mouth, that's the only time you can get them. And they, yeah, you have to be quick or they'll get you. Papa One says, I bet she would have loved it, Serena. My dad always was wanting to build or improve on the farm. I find myself planning things to do often. I remember when we were first building our house and living. Serena says, sorry to everyone. I'm so tired I can't spell. Don't worry about it, Serena. Doc says, I saw this on my Fire TV and logged onto my PC so I could comment. Ain't science grand? Yeah, technology. We're living in the future, Doc. And you have seen a lot of it.
Throw out the guns. No, he's there, right there. Kill him.
Papa One says, I remember when we were first building our house and living in tents. The crew worked together to build the barns and the stables and the house. It's funny because back then I never thought we would ever have it completed, but yet now it is all huge and done. Yeah, one project at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, and it just adds up. It's cumulative. I've noticed that as well. Somebody, you can just go to sleep. She's leaning on. You can just go to sleep. You don't have to be here. I promise you. And Serena says, yes, Papa, once you would have loved it for sure. Yeah, Doc, feel free to hang out. You know, we stream live every weekend, 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to come hang out, socialize a bit, talk about whatever you want, not necessarily video games or, you know, life. If you need a friendly ear or we got a flamethrower too, or a sarcastic comment to help you get through your day, we're happy to be there for you, friend.
The water's rising.
Serena says, after the stream, I have another video to upload, and I have videos ready to upload. I regrettably do not. These days, they go up as soon as I make them. But you know, I've expanded. I've got Last of Us stuff that I want to put up, and I'll have more content when we get the PlayStation 5. Mama One says, I'm amazed at technology and how far it has come. I remember when we kept a Rolodex full of horse breeders, vets, and other horse-related things. Now we have it on our phones. Although Papa One, I know Papa One likes his paper copies. Serena, you don't have to ever stop talking. Everyone is happy to hear from you and doesn't mind your spelling, where we know you're doing it upside down. You unlock a flamethrower in The Last of Us, and that's when it starts getting fun. Flamethrower, which you can also upgrade in terms of range and reload rate. Mom one says, although Papa One insists on keeping the Rolodex files as he always wants an actual copy. He says this because his dad would have never switched to computers. And Doc says, Mama One, many doctors' offices and even hospitals are still on paper cards. Seems remiss to me. Yeah, they're all going to get replaced by AI anyways, Doc. AI lawyers, AI, AI medical diagnoses. It's coming. You can already upload like x-rays and stuff to Grok on Twitter. And it'll diagnose it for you.
You want me? You got it.
And Grok can draft legal contracts. You just have to get actual lawyers to sign off for it. But it means you just have to pay for an hour of billable time rather than 8 hours or 2 weeks. If you need a will or a contract or an LLC drafted up. Doc says, AI teeth cleanings, yikes. Well, Elon's making robots, so that doesn't seem like it's so far off. Mama one says, I somehow miss those days, Doc. Sometimes the old ways are the best until it's time to clean the file cabinet at least. Yeah, I used to really enjoy having notepads and notebooks. I still have one here. These are my favorite. But I don't use it anymore. Because it's all on this. Just so much easier.
The water's rising.
And I've always had atrocious handwriting. But yeah, I used to keep... When I started the channel, I had an analog notebook, a piece, pen and paper, so I could keep notes on what I wanted to do with Arthur and, just video ideas. And now I just have, I just use the notepad function on the phone. Doc says, when I was with the college, I led the conversion to computer records. For some of the people, we had to take away their typewriters. And Pop One says, I'm so happy some of the crew is down for some work this week. I've got a lot of things to get done. I'm interviewing a veterinarian to come and help us with the horses full time. Doc, I remember I tried to type on a manual typewriter once. Clackety clack, 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 clack. And my fingers aren't strong enough. And I play guitar. Or I played, it's like but yeah, I couldn't do it. It just, because electronic keyboards are a really light touch. And you can go really fast. But yeah, that clackety clack of a manual keyboard, can't do it. That's one thing I love, Serena and Doc. If you have Netflix, you should watch Wednesday Addams. She can type. She types on a manual typewriter because she's writing a mystery novel, which is based on her life, and it's sort of a novel and her journal, and her narrative for every episode. But she's typing on a manual typewriter, and she's actually doing it. You can tell. You can always tell when actors are fake typing. Clackety, it's like, and you can tell when they actually know how to type, and she knows how to type on a manual. Very impressive for, a 20-year-old kid. Highly recommend Wednesday, based on Wednesday Addams, produced by Tim Burton, Doc. It's on Netflix, and Sabrina, you will love her. Sadie loves that show. It's her favorite show. Papa one says, I just miss the old days when we were always together. And Mama one says, Doc, if you don't mind me asking, what courses did you teach? I'm assuming you are a professor. You know, that's one thing I don't know, but, you know, I'm always hesitant to ask people questions like that personally. It's different if you ask in the chat, I believe. But, you know, it's like, I'll let people volunteer things, but I try not to ask. But that's, you know, that's as a channel. But it's different if you're talking amongst yourselves in the chat. Sadie had enough. She moved to her crate. I'm not going to call her back. She's very tired. Stand down, Marine. Serena says, what show was it again? It's called Wednesday. It's based on Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family, Serena. It's on Netflix. It's just called Wednesday, like the day of the week. Her name's Wednesday Addams. You will love it. Doc says, yeah, I was a professor for part of my career when I wasn't an admin. I taught interpersonal relations, public speaking, group development,